So this is the standard shaft that the JPX850 comes with. This is the Surrey 55 grams, so we're going to test this first and see how it goes.
So basically you're setting the neutral position at the moment. Okay, they can be altered to a draw, fade setting, high launch, low launch setting.
Perfect. So based on club head speed, we're now well up into the 100 mile an hour. So I'd look to put you in a stiff shaft. Also with a dynamic loft, I would look to add a little bit of loft on there just to get the ball up a little bit quicker.
Right, so after the first test, we're now up to the Surrey 60 gram. This is in stiff, again still in neutral, but now we've moved the loft up to 11.5.
Okay, so dynamic loft increased to 15.7, which is a lot better, higher launch. Okay, spin rate lowered, so we're getting a slightly more penetrating flight. Club head speed 95.8, dropped a little bit just due to the stiffer shaft, but struck the ball a lot better, a lot more.
We've now moved, we've kept the same shaft, we're on the Surrey 60, still stiff, but we've now moved the weights into the low spin position. We was already on quite a low spin, but obviously the more spin that you can bring down, the further the ball's going to travel, and still keeping quite a high launch. So we're just going to give this a go.
Swing. Swing.
Okay, we're still on the Surrey shaft 60 stiff, still in 10.5, but this time we've now moved the 8 gram weight to the back to give us a higher launch angle. Let's give it a go.
Good swing. Good swing.
So after we've gone through the numbers, it come down to the 2 stiff shafts and the better numbers, and the lower spin rate was coming from the Surrey stiff 60, set at neutral, but on the lower spin rate here. So now we're going to move on to the Bearwood and see what numbers we get from that. Here we are at Mizuno's Performance Centre down at Bearwood Lakes. This is one of 8 around the country. You can also go to obviously your Pro and American Golf for a fitting, but the Performance Centres are really good. So I'll definitely, if you're near one, make sure you go to one of those. We've been testing the Mizuno JPX850 Drivers, Bearwood and Rescue, and as you see, we went from, with the driver we went from 11.5 down to 9.5, testing all the numbers, and the best numbers come from, we obviously had 3 different shafts in there as well. We ended up with the stiff Orochi shaft. This is set in 10.5 with the weight set at the low spin rate. We did have them in the draw bias and fade bias, and obviously in the back to split the two to give a higher launch. But we felt that the spin rate that we was getting with the 10.5 with the weights further forward was the best setup for the driver. With the Bearwood, again we went from 15 down to 14, 13, and we ended up with, it's also a case of feel as well. I mean, one of these things, you know, the pro will be asking you is how do you feel, because that's important. You know, the numbers might be right, but if you don't feel confident in what you're doing, then it's better to go to a spec that you feel confident with, because as you get used to the shaft and obviously these being adjustable, you can adjust them down. So you know, the main thing is that how you feel, and the best setup for me was again with the stiff shaft, because that works well in the 15-degree setting. And with the Rescue, this was I love the Rescue. It was a great feel to it, and I like the flight. And what I like about a Rescue Woods is that you have more control, you know, with these than sometimes with a 3-iron and a 4-iron. So, and this is the 19-degree. This place is your 3-iron. There's also one of the rescue was that replaces your frying. So depending on how many wedges you want to put in the bag, so you can drop maybe 3 or 4, depending on the course that you play. I mean, you might play a links where you want to keep a 3-wood in there because it gives you a low ball flight. So drop the 4-iron. So now I'll be taking these over to Porto with me to play across 3 or 4 courses out there. So, I mean, one thing, on a range is one thing, but, being on the course and testing them, because that's what we want to do, how we perform on the course is more important than how we perform on the range and how these perform on the course. So, I'm looking forward to doing that. So, once we've done that, I'll speak to you soon and I'll let you know how we go from there. Bye for now.